is that I can't write on the clock. Like if I know I have a cheeky half an hour here, and I gotta go pick my kid up. It's nothing's gonna come out of this work thing, you know. So I need space. I need a quiet. I need a hotel room like when I'm here with no one around, and I can just, you know. And that's what I do when I travel and I'm working on some shows right now. That's when I write. And during the pandemic, who was in my meet and greet? You guys heard this story, but I felt weird about writing songs on my guitar about myself. It felt wrong. It just felt like there was so much going on in the world. There is so much going on in the world. It really made me kind of think differently about music. And what I did during the pandemic is I found time to write, but I couldn't write. So what I did is I just worked on playing and finding that love of playing and exploring and challenging myself and trying to get better at the guitar. And so I'd do like 15 minutes every day because I knew I didn't have any more time than that of just playing without like a idea of what I'm gonna do with what I make. So there was no frustration if nothing came out. There was no, you know, disappointment and all that. And I found it to be amazingly rewarding. And I'd do 15, I'd come back and I'd be present for the rest of the day. It like really tied me into the gods, if you will. So yeah, and so I ended up starting a metal band and brought my old hardcore band back together. You know, for those of you that don't know, I used to be a screamer in a hardcore band before I was an actor. That was my life. You know, we toured and wrote records, and I basically harassed them to send me 5 instrumental tracks and let me yell about stuff over top of them. And yeah, we were going to put it out on a label sometime. We're going to record it in the studio in a couple months. And yeah, so I have like 3 records I'm working on at the moment. It's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed not feeling like I need to constantly be participating in the engine, creating content. It's my least favorite word in the world. So I saw it. Thank you.
If not Bonnie, who could you see Enzo ending up with?
I don't think anyone. No. I think he's too, you know, yeah. That's my answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Natalia, and I'm Nicole.
Hi.
And we wanted to ask if the accent was your choice or the show's choice, and if you could do the
I
accent right
knew
now.
that was coming. It's been a while, my dear. A long time since I actually had to put this one on. So I'll answer the question like this, and then this is the last time I'll be doing the accent for you. So when I auditioned, it was with an American accent, and also I did another tape, which was in a British accent. And I didn't know until like a week before which accent I was going to do. And even when they booked my travel, I think it was like, wait, hang on, I need to prepare, you know. My character is so thin, the accent is the character at the moment, so please tell me. And anyway, upon finding out that it was British, I was very excited. I'd been living in London for about 8 years by then. And so it was the first time I was going to be doing, actually that's a lie, I'd done it once before, but it was the first time I was going to be doing my accent on television, and as a role, longer than just a pilot, which I'd done before. So it was exciting, you know. It's always enjoyable to challenge yourself, and I actually, to be honest, felt a bit more comfortable doing this accent at the time than my American accent, because I've been living in London for 8 years. My wife is English, all my friends were English, or I don't know, from Europe, right? So, yeah, goodbye now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello. What was your favorite scene to film?
On this show?
Yeah.
Okay. You see where Enzo was going to a sauerkraut festival. Yeah. I had to dig deep. Hey, at least it made some of you laugh too. The other ones are like, get over it. It's not a stand-up act. You know, we're asking serious questions about a show we love. Fucker. Taking it all lightly. Favorite scene to film? You know, I'm going to go back to this because I said this a couple times, and I think it's true. But I think it was the whole sequence of Enzo and Bonnie in the cabin, Enzo's cabin, where he like loses his humanity. To me, that was one whole movie, you know, by itself, because we were isolated from the rest of the gang. It was like, in your head as an actor, you're following your trajectory. So for me, that whole story was a film in my head, you know. And what I loved about it is that it had all the aspects of a film. So I had a beginning, a middle, you know, an end, it had an aha moment, it had some catalyst, it had some danger. It basically had the entire making. It should have been a film. Maybe just do a film of that. Anyway, that one, just because it was like also at a point with me on the show where I was completely relaxed in the character, was able to just do my thing, and I was actually playing a lot more than I had been the previous season. So I was like just in the zone, and Kat and I's work together was so good. I mean, I think. But she's a very invested. She's extremely infested. Rodents and cockroaches. It's terrible. No, extremely invested actress, and we had great working rapport together. So that whole sequence was just a joy, and we really found that together and blocked a lot of stuff on our own, and really worked hard. I think it paid off. So that's probably my favorite parts of the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kara. My question was, is there any like character traits that Enzo has that you think you can relate to?
So this question is always a tough one, because it's like, not only because it was a long time ago, but just because when you play a character, it's difficult sometimes to know what's a part of you and what's just on the paper, because you're, like I said, you're making those points connect, and you're figuring it out, and you're growing as a character. And in a sense, you have to grow as a person too, because what you're learning sometimes transmits. But there's so much that's similar, and so much that's different, I guess. But it's like, not to go too much to acting rhetoric, but you know, in Stanislavski, it's the magic if. If these are my circumstances, if I am a vampire, if I love this person, this is what I would do. So it becomes you and your choices, and I think there's a lot we have in common because of that. I mean, just oh shit, it's my wake up alarm. That really made me just leaked a little bit. Am I about to wake up? Is this a dream? Snooze. Hit snooze. Thank you.
Hi. Who was your favorite person to film with?
Myself. Well, Kat, because we had to do so much together. We had a good rapport, and she was always on top of her shit as well, which for me is really important. You know, when you work with somebody like that's the basic work. You don't know your lines, you can't hit your mark, or whatever. Like, you know, maybe work on the Hallmark Channel for a bit, and you can kind of oh yeah, said that shit.
Christina. I just wanted to ask you, do you normally like to watch the shows that you're in at least once, just to see the finished product?
It's a good question. I do, and sometimes it's excruciating. I'm sure y'all feel me, like when you hear your voice back, sometimes, oh my God, it sounds like that. Or like you watch yourself on camera, you're like, I'm throwing that shirt away, and I'm getting a haircut immediately. You know, there's an aspect of it that's painful, but I think there comes a time when you're able to push past that pain of self-analysis, I suppose, and turn it into positive reinforcing. So you're going, okay, that works, that doesn't. And you just kind of start looking at it like I don't know, like you're editing. You know, you're editing your choices and your craft. So you're going, I can push that more. If I'm angry, I can be angrier. It wasn't angry enough. Or like, that crying there looked fake as fuck. You need to work on that. Or whatever, like, you know, or you ugly cry. You really need to work on that. There's some characters in that show, actually. There's been an array of ugly crying on that show. I said that. Anyway, it's okay to be ugly when you cry, but, you know. Ugly is a terrible word to use, actually. I'm so sorry I said that. Yeah. Don't know why I paid some. Probably because I didn't like what I said there. That's all right. I didn't like my answer, is the question, is the answer to your question. Metaphysically. What was the question?
The question was...
Oh, watching yourself, yes. I do, so yeah, I do, but I don't like watch it over and over. I watch it once, get out. No, sometimes I watch it twice, because the first time is often so excruciating that I haven't paid attention to anything. And I want to follow the story, right? See how because the first time you're watching, you're literally watching your own choices. I mean, but it's hard to push past that. When you do, it's much easier. Now it's like, I don't even think about it. If I didn't like how a scene went, it's like, oop, tough. Get the next one, you know? Anyway. Hi.
You as Michael Malarkey, would you rather be a vampire or werewolf or a witch?
Witch. Didn't ask why, so I'm not gonna tell you. Well, with a witch, there's not really that curse, right? You're not like suffering eternally. Like, who wants to have to suffer forever on this? Oh, this earth is beautiful. It's beautiful, but if you were here for hundreds of years, yeah, I don't know. The beauty would start to fade. The magic would steal. A werewolf is just stressful. And a witch, they can cast spells and stuff. I mean, that's dope. I'd be a warlock, though, obviously. It's a male witch, right? Hi. I like your jumper. Where's that from?
It's from Zoffel, the website.
Awful?
Zoffel.
Zoffel.
Yeah.
I've not heard of it.
It's
Z,
actually
is it spelled awful with a Z?
Yeah, so it's ZAFUL.com.
Zoffel. Okay.
It's a men's hoodie, comes in different colors.
Right. I like those colors.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, what is the dumbest way that you injured yourself?
Easy questions I love to see. Now you're onto something. I can skip that one. skipping that one too. Jeez. There's some good ones though. Those are good ones. Okay, so I've broken both my feet before. And they weren't necessarily dumb, but I guess it's a story, you know, so kind of dumb. This is right before Tungun Girl, actually. It's about a year before Tungun Girl. So I came to her wounded and experienced broken feet. So what do you expect? I'm gonna go to the festival. I go. No, never mind. Joke's dead. So one day I'm running around in the backwoods. You know, I grew up in the woods, basically, and my cousins were over and we were playing hide and seek, climbing trees and whatnot. And I turned my ankle, heard a pop, and basically I'd broken my shit. And I was on crutches for however long you gotta be on crutches for, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I cast and all like that. Finally, get the cast taken off, getting used to walking on that foot again. And I do a play, like a summer play. I wasn't even into acting at the time. It was just, that was my thing I kind of did on the side, just for some people do, I don't know, chess club and crochet. I don't know what people do. And so I'm in this play. It's like a song and dance routine, and I'm doing every like fucking routine, you know. And then this one girl, like, she steps the wrong way, and I literally roll over her foot and hear a familiar pop. The other foot. And get this, the funniest thing about it, besides the fact that I was hurt, that's hilarious, is that the injury, the break, was within millimeters of each other on each side. Almost the exact same spot. Some Jesus shit. I'm just crying. I'm sorry if you're religious. Genuinely. Damn, that's funny. I thought it was funny.
Hi, I'm Madison. First of all, I love you so much.
Love you too.
And my question is, what was the hardest scene for you to shoot, like, emotionally?
Skipping the sauerkraut joke, don't worry. You know what? It was, and this is not. The thing is, scenes that are hard. It's a difficult question because it's like, was it hard emotionally because you were emotional, or was it hard emotionally because you felt vulnerable as the actor? You know, there's different layers to this. But that being said, I'll turn the question into what I want to answer. So, there's the scene where Enzo tells Bonnie to live her life, all of it, right? This was difficult because there was a massive fire rod right in front of my face when I'm having to do these lines. And it was making my eyes sting. I was very warm. So it was emotionally difficult because I was pissed off about that fire rod and I was having to be thinking about something else at the same time. That's it.
Hi, I'm Sanjana.
Hi.
So, I just wanted to ask, if you had to spend a day with any one of the cast members, who would it be and why?
Oh God, no. No. Next. Love you guys.
Hi, my name's Lauren. So, how did you feel when your character fell in love with the Salvatore's mother, Lily?
That was their mom? Sweet. Motherfucker. I just wanted him to call me that once, you know? CW, they wouldn't have allowed that. I mean, she was hot. What? I mean, what? You got a problem with that? Like, you're ageist? Age ain't nothing but a number, baby. Aaliyah said that shit, man. She coming back. I seen the billboard. I don't know what it's about, but it says Aaliyah is coming. And I'm like, whoop. Okay. I mean, like, I had a massive crush on her back in the day. Still do. Especially if she's still alive. Anyway, that's taking me down a weird road. There, let's move on.
My question is, what is your favorite memory from being on set?
Well, to be perfectly honest, it was my dressing room. And I don't mean this to degrade anything, you know, I love everybody who I worked with. These people are like brothers and sisters. And, you know, my comment earlier about not wanting to spend time with them was true. Was not true. And for me, so my dressing room, you know, I had it painted maroon. I had some posters in there, I had books, I had my amp, my electric. It was my safe space, and it was also my office away from home. And so I'd work a few days a week, but there's sometimes, don't tell my wife, there was a day that I didn't have to work, that I said I had to work. And I'd just come to my office and work on music. I go through my scripts. You know, I had a young kid at the time. You know, I still do. You know, but he was very young and wild at that stage, and I found it impossible to do, you know, to work on scripts or to even, you know, just have a clear head at the time. So it was nice to have that space away from home to just, you know, I could just come in. I'd just be like, yo guys, I'm coming in if you don't mind unlocking my room, and I just hang out there for a bit, get a free lunch and go home after I've done the work I need to do. And yeah, that's that room.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Jamie. If you could be any other character, who would it be and why?
You see me skipping all my funny answers? I'm skipping them. Be serious for once. On this show? Or different, anything?
On this show.
Okay. No, I wouldn't. I'm good. I'm content. Thanks.
Thank you. If you had the opportunity to play Demon's character
Fuck's
instead
sake.
for one episode, wait,
Just play with it.
which scene would you like to act out? A romance scene, a brotherly scene, or a typical badass off the rails demon scene?
Not romance. Not brothers. I have to work with Paul. Yeah, the other one. Yeah, badass thing. Yeah. Love you, Paul. I know he's here in the audience. He always comes to my panel.
Hi, I'm Elena. What character would you bring back to life other than Enzo?
Lost died? Honestly, I don't know. I didn't watch the show. Sorry, there's a lot of episodes. I got shit to do. We get Caroline's mom. Yeah, bring her back. I like Marguerite. Hey, all right. Thank you so much, guys. You've been wonderful. Just whatever you do, don't eat sauerkraut.
Hey, everybody get it for Michael Malarkey!